Okay, as you can see, this is Saxlingham. I've gone ahead and made a video because, as we all know, James can't stand to read a lot. I will put a notepad that I wrote everything out on in the Discord as well, in case you decide to read it because you couldn't understand me. Anyway, this is Saxlington. I've got it set up. The settings are going to be 5 times speed as usual. Due to the fact that it is bigger fields, bigger map, things like that, I've set it to 2 days. That way we can still get everything done in the days we need to. If that works out to be too much, we can always change it later, but I think we'll be okay with that. I've also set it to easy economy. We can change that as well as we're going if we think it's too easy. The traffic is on. In the short period of time that I drove up and down the roads getting the equipment to the farms, the AI was definitely a problem. So if we want to turn that off, we can do that. You can just let me know if you want it turned off before we start. The snow's off because of my dizziness. It makes me feel like I'm going to pass out. Crop and grow, everything's basically the same. It's all ploughing and stuff like that. Field stones is turned off and disaster destruction is turned off. Ploughing is on because James wanted to keep the subsoil in, the flat one. And the AI workers can't buy any seeds or fertilisers or anything like that. Check asked if we could put the tyre usage on, so the tyre usage is on. I've set that to low to start with because I don't know quite how it works. And the precision farming's on, and the straw, the new straw DLC that's free. Rules wise, we had discussed this in the chat a little bit. So it's 1 small or medium greenhouse, 1 small or medium mushrooms. Sawmills and forestry are banned. There is no poplar allowed, it's banned as well. Only small productions are allowed. Windmill is obviously separate and we get that automatically on your farm. There's no vehicle flipping, no field flipping. All equipment in fields you start with you can't sell at any point until the end. And the only exception would be if you, let's say you went to go buy a lime trailer and you accidentally bought a fertiliser trailer and you couldn't get lime. Obviously you bought that brand new. If you want to sell it you can, because you'll make a loss on it anyway. But yeah, no vehicle flipping or field flipping. Contract wise, I've set the contracts to where we can't borrow, and also you're only able to do 2 contracts at one time, and it will be like we had before, 1 of each contract. The contracts are a lot bigger on here, so you're going to make good money from each contract. Also something to keep in mind, because after 1 o'clock, I would say we shouldn't be doing any contract. We shouldn't be collecting any contracts because you're not going to have enough time to finish it generally, unless it's a wee mowing one or something. I've turned off all the selling points as far as I know. There's no sell anywhere or anything like that. If you find one in game, they are banned and you're not allowed to use that. Anyway, getting to the actual fields. Okay, so mod wise, we have the precision farming, straw harvest, and then we've got all the equipment. We do have the auto bales on because James wanted them. Got no leasing. Contracts are set up to where we can do 2 contracts at a time, as I said earlier. We'll see that later. Follow me should be on, but it wasn't working earlier, so we'll see what happens there. As you can see, it's mostly equipment. There's no bones. We've got rolling contracts I've added to it. So there's unload bales as well, but it's all pretty much just what we require uh, by the mod itself, or buildings and vehicles. Alright, sorry about that, I went into single player instead of multiplayer, so we have fixed that problem now as well. Oh, the joys. Yeah, this took me about 6 hours to get sorted today, so I hope you are understanding, and if you got any complaints about it, just shut the hell up. Right, so anyway, start with the equipment. Um, the equipment that we have is a belly trailer. Now the belly trailer is the basic one. The base one at about 33,000 litres. If you take it to the shop on your own, you can upgrade that to 30 or 54 litres, 54,000 litres. Okay. We have the Lexington 4500, which is not the biggest one. It's just one above base level. It's 10,000 litres. You can get headers for it. The headers are separate. Those are not included in the items that you are given. So you would have to use the you'd have to go into the shop and use a hire purchase, which I'll show you how to do later. So there's no headers, no trailer, it's just the Lexington 5400 on its own. You got the Dutz Fair 8 Series tractor, and it has the Fendt 3300 weight on it. You also have your mower that drives along behind your tractor. We have the John Deere 3400, which is a telehandler that also has a 3-point hitch on the back. These are all things that if you want to change options, you can. They're all they're base. They're basic. There's nothing higher than base other than the Lexington. We've got the John Deere pallet forks that go with the John Deere telehandler. We have a Pavley Rat 200 trailer. Now the Pavley Rat 200 trailer, if you load it up with the telehandler, you can put anything you want on that trailer. It's set up to be pallets for some reason at the start. All you have to do is you go into custom and you can change that to a bale loader, but it should automatically allow you to do bale loading because the auto baler's on. And the last piece of equipment is the Shootmaker Rapid Forager, which is 35,000 litre. Anything above that you have to get yourself. As you can see, there's no loans or borrowing. The finance is a bit messed up because I bought all the stuff, but it's the same for everybody. Yep, no borrowing or loaning. What we have instead is the hire purchase, which we'll go back to afterwards. When it comes to fields, I have done my utmost to make sure that everybody has basically the same. There's maybe a half an acre in it. James has got the bottom field here. I've got that field, number 2, and Cheeka has got field number 13. Those have your house and everything else on it, and then they all have a second field, which is barley probably, I believe. Unfortunately, Cheeka's first field is barley as well, so he's going to have an excellent amount of barley. And then we have 3 grass fields sitting right here. Then we have, oh, I've left my Lexington up there. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get in Lexington. So this is Lexington that we're going to have, and I will bring you back when we get closer to the farms, and then I can show you them and you can see them as they actually turn up as well. That might be a good idea. Okay, we're back. We are basically just rolling up. Checkers is over that side, me and James are on this side. What I'll do is I'm going to drive into mine. As you can see, there's James is there. But I'll drive into mine. Just going to park this here. Oh. Right, so we have a house. We have a couple of sheds and garages. We have the windmill. We have the silo. We have fuel. That's a repair station. It only does custom repairs. It doesn't actually do painting, customs and repairs. Then you got a wee water tank. We got somewhere for our grass to go, and everything is in there same way as I've set up mine. So your equipment's all in the way it is there. Just park mines up real quick so it's neat and tidy. Now everybody's is a little bit different. Nobody's got the exact same layout because I'm not that good. So how that looks, if we go into construction mode. So as I said, we've got the silo, we've got the bunkers. I tried to level everything out as best I could. It looks worse here than it actually does at ground level. So farmhouse, windmill, silos, silo, garage, farmhouse, equipment pieces. Mines are here. And then you got the windmill and the silo. We all have a piece of ground attached to it, a piece of field, because it was built on a section of the field. This is Checkers, has got a windmill, he's got his silo, he's got his equipment, he's got his farmhouse, he's got his sheds, and he's got his silos, or the ground silos there for the silage. And then he's got his field as well. His field was a slightly bigger one. Although it doesn't technically look like it, it actually is a little bit bigger. Mine's is slightly smaller. So getting to the map section, we have a lot of stuff down here that we can actually work on. Oh, that's what I was going to say. If I show you the diesel tanks, have all got 1,000 in them. And if you're looking for your telehandler and your Fendt tractor, or your douche thingy, they're inside these on everybody's. We're all starting basically with the exact same stuff. Show you in the settings. Contracts. Game settings. Yeah, contracts. So everybody's got 2 contracts. You cannot loan anything. Everything's turned off. So that's pretty much that. And then let's say we've got the hire purchase. So let me show you hire purchase. Hire purchase, basically it's simple enough to do. You can do it with it. You can hire purchase anything. Let's say we want to get another track, or let's say we want to get a header for our Lexington. As you know, you can go into that Lexington, you can click on it and then go to combinations. And that's all the combinations you can have. I think 13 is the biggest one. So let's say we decided to get that one. You come in. Why is that showing higher purchases off? Give me a second. Okay, back again. I figured out what the problem was. Because I had leasing as you weren't allowed to lease. Basically, it wouldn't allow it to come up. It was greyed out. So we're back in again. If we go down to Harvesters and we go to the Lexington 3400 and combinations, and again we'll have a look at this one. Now, what you do is you go into the details and you're not renting this from them. We're not going to use the lease button. Basically, pretend that's greyed out or doesn't exist. Because unfortunately, if I have no leasing on, your hire purchase doesn't work. But anyway, what you would do is, and I'm not going to save this, but I'll show you the process. So you go to hire purchase, it brings up this, and you can put down how much of a deposit you want to put down. Higher the deposit, it changes the how much you owe each month. It shows how much you owe at the end of the period. You can change how many years you want to do it for. So 5 years would be perfect. That means you're paying very little each month, which is how you probably want to do it. And then you have your options here. So option 1, there's no final fee. Option 2 is a higher final fee, and so on. Each option has its different things that you can do. So make sure you have a quick look at this before you purchase anything. And then when you buy it, so I'm not going to save this. Just make sure that in the settings it's not going to force me to save. So yep, savings off just now. Oh, wrong one. Yep, so combinations, that one, higher purchase. So let's say I want it for 5 years. I'm going to pay 20, we'll pay 13.6 for it. Option 1, as you see the options are different, but you'll have a final payment. I don't want to have a final payment for mine, so I'll just want to pay off the monthly cost, and once it's paid, it's costs me this much. 4% interest rate over 5 years. 2,254 will come out each month, which is every 2 days. And that's option 1. So all you would do is you purchase that. You can fetch your purchase at the shop. So I've just bought that now, but also that won't do me much good unless I have a trailer for it. So let's go buy a trailer. So if we go in here, we'll look at the, wasn't that one? Which one of these was it? I got that one. So back, if we go to combinations for that, it shows you the trailer. You go into customization for the trailer, you can do all your customization. Anything you add to it, or anything you do to it that costs money, just gets put to the price, and when you hit higher purchase, again, 5 years is probably just where you would want to do. We're only doing 5 years, so even if you went higher than 5 years, you'd have to go in. I'll show you how you pay it off. But let's say we want to do that, and we'll purchase that too. We'll hit OK. So now I've got these 2 items at the shop. If you look on the map, those items are at the shop. I own those items, but I'm paying them off over time. If you go into this section, it will show you what you owe and what your total is. So there's a trailer there and that. After the 5 years, when we get to the point of being finished, if you've got anything that's on lease, you have to settle early and you have to pay off the settlement for whatever you're leasing, or for whatever you've got the hire purchase on. So that is basically a quick rundown of everything that's going on. And the mods that we have, the information, all that. If you've got any questions, just give me a shout. I'll stick this video up, and I'll also put up the information for in the notepad as well. Okay.